What is good, guys? First video on the new YouTube channel. Really excited to get this going. I know I haven't got too much educational videos out there, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to do this for a while, so it is long overdue, but we are starting it now. This video is just going to be a bit about myself and my trading journey and a lot of questions that I've had from you guys that I haven't yet answered. However, I will be making a lot of educational videos on this channel, so if you guys message me on Instagram, TikTok, Discord, whatever it is, tell me what videos you want and I will try and make them and get them out for you guys. So firstly, as I said, welcome to the channel. I'm a 20-year-old day trader. I've been trading for about 2.5 years now, maybe just over. And within the last year and a half, I've been making consistent money day trading the Nasdaq. So for the first year of my trading, I didn't make any money. And it took me about a year, maybe 10 months until I got my first ever payout. At the time, I started trading when I was in sixth form, and I think I just finished sixth form when I started to get my first ever payout. I didn't end up going to university or college or anything like this after sixth form because I had so much conviction in trading working out. As a lot of you guys do, I'm sure, you can see the vision in it. You can see how much money it is possible to make and how scalable trading is. I know that the reality of trading is that 99% of people will never make it work, but I was just so confident and I felt I could see the vision, I could see how much money I could make and how good it could be. So I didn't go to uni. I decided to take a year off. And if it wasn't going well, then after that, I would have gone to university. At the time as well, when I was in sixth form, I was working a job with one of my friends. We started our own business doing like exterior cleaning. So anything on the outside of a house. So like roof cleaning, patio cleaning, window cleaning, all this type of thing. That is how I was funding my trading. And that is how I was able to buy valuations and just not have to stress about money whilst trading. And I think that's a really important thing that not many people talk about. Having a job whilst you're trading is so important. I definitely quit that job way too early. I wasn't making consistent money from trading and I quit my job because I was just so deluded. So I don't even know the word. I was just so confident that I was going to make trading work and I just did it all a little bit too early. So like I said, about a year into my trading, I got my first ever payout and I scaled up way too quickly. I got one payout and I think it was for like $800 or something like that. It wasn't anything crazy, but I was very, very happy with it. It shows proof of concept. I was so confident that I could then 10x that by just having 10 accounts, and that would be an $8,000 payout. So, as you guys do, you see the vision, and I got excited. I got 5 accounts, passed them all, which was really lucky, and I blew them all. I blew them all trading Asia session, and I know a lot of you guys are in my Discord and stuff, and you know that I trade AM session, New York AM session. In the UK, that's 2:30. Asia session's in the middle of the night. I was chasing that payout feeling. I was so happy that I blew every single account the night after I got my first payout. And this was a big reality check for me because I thought I'd made it. I thought, okay, this is it now. I've made trading work. I've got one payout. I'm profitable. But that is just far from the truth. It's proof of concept. It shows you that you know what you're doing and you can get back to that. But without the right psychology, you are never going to make money. So I had to have a bit of a mental reset after that. I got more accounts. I was on one account again. I got a payout. I then scaled from that one account to 3 accounts, got another payout. After with that 3 accounts, I got to 5 accounts and got another payout. When you get to 5 accounts and are getting consistent payouts, you can live off that. You can make a good wage. You could easily make $5,000 a month or more from 5 accounts. So I had already quit my job basically after I got that first payout, a little bit after. I was not making consistent money trading and it was not going my way. So any of you guys that are working a job and thinking, should I quit my job? Thinking, just being deluded by it, please don't, because having an income around trading is so important, so important. It will make you trade way better because you're not reliant on money from trading. You're not going to force trades. If you have a slow month, I had a break-even month at the start of this year. And, I wasn't worried about it because I know my psychology is in check now. But at the time, I would have blown all my accounts because I knew that I need money. I don't have any money in the bank. I need money. I would have forced trades and I just would have blown all the accounts. So currently I trade on my own personal live account and I also have 13 funded accounts that I currently trade. I copy trade them. There's certain platforms you can get where you execute on one trade and it copies across them all. So when I have maybe a $500 day, in the past that was $500. Now that's $500 times 13 accounts. So trading is so scalable. It's one of the most scalable businesses that you can get into. And I literally trade for an hour and a half a day. You can make an extremely, extremely good income trading an hour and a half a day. You don't have to work that much. Obviously, when I first started, I was back testing every day for hours. I'd be at sixth form, I'd finish sixth form, I'd back test for the evening every single day. Weekends, there's a lot of work you need to put into it to begin with. Once you're at a stage where you know what you're doing, it's actually really hard to get your mind around that because it is one of the only businesses where when you get to a stage, you know what you're doing and you're confident and you know you can be profitable, doing less is actually more. Not sitting on the charts all day and rotting is actually more. And with any other business, drop shipping, for example, I'm sure you could do 12-hour days and you'd get a lot more out of it than doing a 2-hour day. And that is the same for 99% of businesses, but with trading, less is more once you get to that stage. Just to show you guys a little bit that went into this, like I have tested absolutely everything: fixed risk to reward at a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, targeting liquidity, having a break even, having no break even, stop loss in different places. I've tested absolutely everything. And this is kind of what it takes. Like, this is the effort you need to be putting in. I could literally scroll for ages and look on the left here how many different folders we had. This was me and a friend of mine when we first started trading up until probably halfway last year. Just going through trades, back testing, like even when I was starting to make money and like doing all right, I was still putting in that effort just to make sure everything was right, just to make sure I was confident. You know, back testing is so good for you because it brings confidence into your trading. I got to a point where I knew I could lose 5 days out of the week, every single trading day. And I didn't care because I knew on the month, on the next 3 months, I'm going to make money. I have the stats behind me. I know I'm going to make money. So backtest, put in the effort, and you will see results. You have to see results when you put in that effort. So in a way, that's kind of why I started with content, because, you know, I trade for 2 hours a day and I found that, okay, I have a lot of my day free. What else can I do? What other businesses can I go into? What do I enjoy doing? You know, I enjoy making content. I like teaching you guys. I like helping people. So why not I try and pass that on? So as I say, this is just a little introduction video, and any of you guys that are struggling with trading, please stick it out. You can make money from this, and the difference between me even a year ago to now is massive. I went from doing like consistent 5k months to now doing over 10k. In the last month and a half, I did $36,000. You know, that guy that first started trading, that kid in sixth form, never would have even dreamed that I would be in the position that I'm in now. And looking back, he would be so happy to see where I am now. So please stick it out. You can literally be in the same situation. That doesn't even feel crazy to me to say that sentence anymore. If I could see myself a year ago, even a year ago, I would be so happy with where I'm at now with my trading. So if that is not your sign to keep going with trading and just scale up when you feel confident, I don't know what is. So thank you for watching this video. As I said, it was just a bit of an introduction to tell you guys a bit about myself and my trading journey. But I will be making a lot more videos, so stay tuned.